Hello, creatives. It dawned on me that I really haven't shared a whole lot about my spiritual coming out story and how I was encouraged by my spirit guides to create the Spirit and Nature deck. It is the first pictorial Cardology deck. I also wanted to add a quick note on how to cleanse and open and welcome the deck into alignment with your energy, and a quick look at how to use the Cardology charting to enhance your readings. You can always watch the videos of the daily. At the end for the birthday messages, I bring the chart in so that you can see how it adds insight for you personally. So, to give you a little backstory, as a child, as a sensitive empath, I didn't understand my gifts. I felt judged and ridiculed and misunderstood. And honestly, it developed into a quiet codependency and self-esteem issues. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to feel loved. So as a teen, I found my rebellious streak. And I also found tarot, astrology, I found art, and I found a book on pagan white witchcraft at the local library. I spent a lot of time at that library. It was my solace. It was my haven, my safe place. So I started to find answers to what I was experiencing. And I started to experiment with the occult sciences, which meant, I learned divining with rods and the pendulum. I had psychic dream messages, clairvoyance, energy shifting, and I was embracing my psychic gifts. I did better, but I still struggled for really, really owning it. It wasn't until my 30s when I got thrown a real curveball and had a very serious health scare. It felt like the divine had thrown the gauntlet down. It was now or never to really take responsibility, grow all the way up and out of my codependency, find my voice, own my gifts, and set myself free. Easier said than done. That's when the hard work started. Me digging myself out from under myself. But I embraced it. I've never been as healthy and happy ever since. Which brings me to a couple of years ago when I found Ernest Wellham's YouTube channel and really saw how his Cards of Truth system could really click. It really just pulled it all together for me. Because Cardology is a science-based charting system. It's born out of astronomy and astrology, numerology, and it includes the significance of the number 52, which I'll put in the description box below or insert it here somewhere. It's pretty amazing. The 52 weeks in the year and so forth and so on, and the 4 suits, the analogy of those. So the charting system combines all of this in the chart. So in your birth chart, in my birth chart, I could see and track all the ups and downs of my past, my history, and you can see the future ups and downs. It's amazing. Now, this is where I was guided by my daimon to create the pictorial deck in the likeness of the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck. We all know that one a little bit. So it seemed to make sense that I could create images for the 52 cards in that likeness. Even though the cards, the 52 Cardology cards, are quite different, and they're not so easy to learn because they do bring all of the 3 elements into them, I wanted to create a visual prompt. It just seems like it would make the whole thing a lot easier. A divining tool that can be used in conjunction with the chart or on its own, like tarot. My intentions are that I want to make it easier for everyone to have as much guidance as possible while charting through life's passages. On that note, let's talk about how to open, cleanse, and welcome your new spirit and nature cardology deck and bring it into alignment with your energy. There's as many ways to do this as there are people. So I'm just going to share with you my simple 3-step process that I do whenever I bring a new divining tool home. So I'm going to move the camera for this and show you the desktop and how to open the box and cleanse it and, well, cleanse and open and welcome, how I do all of that. So over there. Your deck will arrive in a plain white box with just the mailing label. The return label will say it's from the art gallery. That's for your privacy. So the first thing you do is cleanse it. And the easiest way to do that is by blowing on it and saying only high vibes are allowed here. All else be sent to source and burned for the greater good. And off they go, and it's clean. You can open it up and go for it. Or if you want to do more, you can burn some sage or some incense, something like that over it. You can put crystals on it. You can place it under a window for the moon to cleanse it. That's all totally fine. You just want to make sure that it's clean and ready to charge it. So don't forget to say only high vibes allowed here, all else be sent to source to be burned for the greater good. Then you're ready to open. And if you haven't done that when you first received your deck, don't worry, you can do it anytime. Anytime is good. Just remember to recharge it. So then you get your box with the emblems on there. Business card with my email address. Feel free to email me with any questions. And a velvet bag. The bag you open, and you've got the instruction sheet and the deck of cards. So I'm not going to open this deck. This one's ready to find a new home. And I do cleanse everything before I send it, just so you know that it's ready for you when you receive. I'm going to open my deck. The one that I use, and show this to you. So the first thing you want to do, I mean, you can read the instruction booklet first if you want, or you can just go right to opening and shuffling. You can also cleanse the wrapper part too if you want. Whatever feels right for you. But the way I do my proper shuffles and charging the deck, I open it up, I spread them out, and I swirl them around, and I say, my dear guides, I am present, ready, and open with the best of intentions and the highest gratitude to receive your guidance. And that's pretty much it. I just keep thinking it, saying it. I love you, thank you, welcome, and let it soak up my energy. So then you just, for the third step, I mean, you're ready now to try some spreads, and then after that, you just tuck it back in the velvet bag or the box or both, or wherever you like to keep yours, so that it doesn't run into any unintended lower vibrations. You just kind of keep it protected that way. Let's take a look at the information sheet and then try a spread. So you just open it up. I created it this way for the ease of doing a reading. I didn't want a booklet to have to flip through and take you out of the energy of the reading. This just makes it so much easier to go right to the meanings and relate it to your cards. So what you're going to get, you're going to find your birthday and your birth card. There's explanations about the white background, the colors, the numbers. You've got a few spreads to try. The major arcana, because each card relates to the major arcana. Sometimes a few. So all of that information is right here. So for instance, I like the Two of Hearts for this because it tells you it's moon energy, and both red suits are Empress, both black suits are Emperor, and so forth and so on. So you'll get that. You get the planet that it's related to. You get the light and shadow attributes. I use the shadow attributes for reversals, but you can do that the way you like it as well. And there are information like key cards. The spade, because it's just one tip. The heart is the Two of Hearts because of the two sides. The club is the Three of Clubs because of the three petals. And the diamonds is the Four of Diamonds because of the four sides. So when they come up, it gets a little more stable. All right, so let's try a spread. And I would just say that if you're new to cardology and charting, I'd recommend that you do at least the birth card. Find that first. Then you can create your Vedic cardology birth chart at Ernest Wellham's website. And then you're ready to go. You can relate it to the chart or not. So let's try a spread, and I'll show you both ways. If you want to just use it like tarot, well, that was pretty fast. They just fell right out. You can just flip them right here. I got the Seven of Diamonds, the Three of Spades, and the Five of Hearts. And I didn't really ask a question. My daimon was in a hurry. My spirit guides want me to just get right to it. So here we go. What I was going to ask is, what would you have me know at this time? So these I could relate back to my birth chart. This is what it looks like after you create it. So I'm a Seven of Clubs, so that's going to be right at the top. And Vedic astrology and the cardology predictive system, it's read backwards. So you start over here and go this way for the 7 days. And then you've got your Rahu, Ketu, nodes of the moon, the ecliptic, that's your life path. And then, of course, it's Jack, Queen, King, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. It'll tell you some things about how happy your planets are with their situation, and all of that gives you information. The further you go into your astrology, the more you'll understand it. It's deep, but it's also, you can use it quite lightly, honestly. So let's do this. If I were to just read this without the charting, there's something really interesting and valuable to me that it is time to let go. This is related to the sevens. That would be Saturn energy. The red sevens are the death card. So that means I got to let something go for my own good. It's diamond suit, so it's going to be my skills and talents and finances. This is the roots of the tree. So this is that stability, that how I value people, places, things, myself, but it's always for the own betterment. You can see with the butterflies, in order to move on to the next best thing, you gotta let what's broken go. It's supposed to be a clearing so that you can step forward with that lightness of being. So the Three of Spades is the same kind of thing. It's letting something go that it's timely. The spades are all about those remedies and cures, how I take care of myself. It's the true grit card. So it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a little or a lot of reluctance about having to walk away from something. But it's also the Mars card, and it's the Strength card. So I can go and look at my Mars placement and add another connotation or another layer to that meaning of the Three of Spades. I don't have it in my birth chart. I don't have the Seven of Diamonds there either. The Five of Hearts, I do not either. So it's not really going to relate, but I can relate them to the position, and I'll show you how that works too. So yeah, and then the Five of Hearts happens to be in reverse. This doesn't look like a very happy spread. However, whatever you find with the fives, you're always going to glean some nuggets. It's always about the attitude of reading a spread. So yeah, I've got something to let go of. It's for my own good. Is it going to be easy? No, I'm going to have to get creative and figure it out. So if I did pull a card from my spread, let me see, let me find one here. Okay, King of Clubs. If that happened to be a King of Clubs, I could look at my birth chart. It's a good one because there it is, right there in Saturn position. And yes, my moon is in the Saturn card because that's my Capricorn moon, ruled by Saturn. So that's how that works. However, the king doesn't really belong up here. So you're going to pull that thread and go down to Pluto. This is one of my favorite cards to explain because that Pluto is the catch-22. But that is the king's position. And so what about that? It's a Six of Clubs. That's the truth-finding card. So if I wanted, say, more explanation about the spread, I could pull another card. And if I got the King of Clubs, like I did, I would see that this whole thing is about a deeper finding of my core truth so that I can let some limiting belief about myself that's been holding me back go. I got to think about it. It's the big think card. It is the heavens. It is really pulling in all that energy. And the King of Clubs, Pluto, change through crisis. It encompasses the 7, 8s, and 9s. It's the Tower, Saturn energy, so it is my card. 7 of Clubs, 8 of Clubs, 9 of Clubs. So you can see how much gravity it lent to the chart and to the reading. So that's what I'm calling the Chartology. It's this charting and cardology put together to do a reading. It just gets more real. So Pluto, right? And now I want to go and see where my Pluto is. All right, well, it's in my Sun position. It is with a 5 of Diamonds. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to pay off because the thing about the 5s, 5 of Diamonds, Jupiter energy, justice energy. So it's all going to balance out. It's going to be this abundant opportunity for me to really understand self. It's beautiful in that way. So now I know that I really do need to sit down and think about what it is that I've been hanging on to, not wanting to let it go, and on some level understanding it's for my own good. All right, that was kind of deep and there. Okay. As I said already, my intentions are for everyone to have as much ease and guidance as possible. All right, I hope you liked that. I hope you saw how that added some insight, and I hope you thought it was fun. Okay. Thank you for watching. I promise I'll be making more videos with more instruction on how to put the cards to good use for you. They really are an amazing divining tool to get you answers to your questions. What makes you tick? Why you are like you, and how to really embrace the challenges and make them work for you. It's a beautiful tool in that way. All right. Okay, so I think that was it. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'm happy to answer however and as best as I can. And I just want to, in closing, say that Cardology charting is this amazing system that maps and guides you through all of your personal life passages. It's so that you can live authentically with self-knowledge and do it with grace and kindness and curiosity. Okay, best of luck to you. I hope this resonated. And as always, happy creating on your creative journey.